Okay, for this project, we're gonna start off by drawing a portrait. And we're gonna draw the contour. We talked a little bit about the word contour. We're gonna use the contour lines, the lines around the outside, not the lines around the inside. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off by just making a circle. Then I'm going to come down, over, and up. This is gonna be my chin. Square it off a little bit. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I don't need to make my line down the center because I'm not gonna be drawing my facial features, but I am gonna draw my line across the middle of my circle and the bottom of my circle because I wanna know where my ears are gonna go. So then I make my ears on the side and I'm gonna make my hair. Now, if you have hair that goes over your ears, you would draw the hair over your ears. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make my hair just and I have a little bit of hair that comes out here. I have a little bit of hair that comes back here. All right, so add a little more texture to my lines on my hair. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase out my inside details. So if you have an eraser, that would be great. I do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in and get rid of my guides. I'm even gonna erase kind of these extra lines on the outside. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and make my neck, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it come just underneath my jawline. And I'm gonna put a shirt on, maybe make your clothes represent kind of you as a person. So for Mr. Mariani, I am going to do, I'll put myself in a Juventus jersey. Actually, you know what? It's football season. Let's put Mr. Mariani in a Packers jersey. Go Pack, go. So, put the little NFL logo here. And obviously we gotta put Aaron Rodgers as our quarterback here. So I'm gonna put his numbers. I think they have like numbers on their pads at the top, I believe. Now you don't see the whole number because it's the top of the jersey, but we can get kind of going, kind of like that, okay? So this is the first step of your project. Draw your contours of a portrait of yourself, a self-portrait. So draw the contours of a self-portrait. Okay, so my next step is I'm gonna be adding all different kinds of lines in the background. We talked a little bit about line weight. We've practiced continuous line drawings at this point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to fill my background with different line patterns. It could be thick, thin, anything you want. The idea is to use a variety of lines, and I like to pair them up once in a while. But you really can kind of create whatever kind of line patterns that you would like, so long as you're taking your time, you're being creative, you're thinking about, different kinds of lines and how we could use them on this. You could even use like dash lines. Now, one thing that's important is I do want to see different line weights. Now, we talked a little bit about line weights, lines being thick. So this is a heavy line. And maybe I would go with a light line. And I could go back to a heavy line, and you'll notice the line weights or the line quality are changing so that I show that I understand the difference. And I might do, I don't know, you can be really creative with your lines. But you want to fill this whole area. The reason why I drew those contour lines were so that I had the whole background to fill up with lines, okay? If you want to get a little more advanced and this to you think, well, I can take on a little bit more, then what I would encourage you to do is draw a background behind you It could be representational of yourself. It could be something that you like, a place. I'm gonna do some buildings to kind of represent Chicago, because that's where our school is at. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some of those buildings. And then what you would do is you would go inside of those designs and you would put different kind of lines like you did on the other side, but they would change in the different spaces of the building. Or the sky would be a different line. You pick those lines. So like maybe these lines right here, maybe I will use thick lines. Remember we talked about line weight again. So I have thick. Now you don't have to do this. You can go ahead and do this whole side if this is advanced enough for you. But if you're looking for an extra challenge, you're thinking also how can you make this picture a little more representational, talks a little bit more about yourself, then you can go ahead, add the background, and then take these lines and place them into the background, okay? This is again, you don't have to do it. If you would like to, this is a next step for those artists that are developing and trying to push themselves a little bit more.